De La Cruz ready to get it on the ITT Technical Institute tail of the tape.
And there's the one that jumps out at you right there. Mendez, only 21 years old, 10 years younger than his opponent. A couple inches taller, the weight just about the same, a couple of inches on the reach.
Joe Antonacci will have the formal introductions for us now.
Boxing fans, Fight Night on Versus continues with 6 rounds of action in the light welterweight division. Our judges overseeing this bout: Carlos Ortiz Jr., John Signorelli, and Robin Taylor. And our referee at the bell, Steve Willis. Introducing first in the blue corner. He comes to us tonight from Chicago, Illinois. He weighed in at 130 1/2 pounds. Red, white, and green trunks of Mexico. Professional record: 5 victories, 4 defeats with 2 knockouts. Please welcome Oscar El Guapo De La Cruz. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He comes to us tonight from San Juan and La Dominica Republic. He weighed in at 131 pounds. Red, blue, and white trunks. Professional record: a perfect one. 9 victories, no defeats, and 6 knockouts. Please welcome Argenis Mendez. Our referee, Steve Willis, has our instructions.
Does it come high? No, this is good. This is right here. This is all good. All right. Okay, gentlemen, proceed the instructions in the dressing rooms. Obey the commands, protect yourselves, tap gloves, let's go to work. Look at
6 rounds.
While you touched on De La Cruz, only those 9 fights. You know, he took a 6-year layoff when he turned pro in 1999 after the turning pro. Fought 1 time last year. This is only his 2nd fight in a 1.5 years. Wow. Argenis Mendez should get him out of there. Mendez now living in Bushwick, Brooklyn. We're going to add. We're coming to you from Brooklyn. This is his first fight of the year.
Cruz calls himself El Guapo. Doesn't that mean handsome?
Yeah, but that wasn't a very handsome right hand. Came out of nowhere. But watch the technical foundation and the speed of Argenis Mendez. But will he be a little too technical? One of the criticisms here, he's had so many trainers. He had Floyd Mayweather Sr., who tried to turn him more into a boxer, use your reach, stand outside. Basically, he's an aggressive fighter, Wally.
Yes, he is.
We'll see if he plays it that way. He lets Oscar De La Cruz come in and maybe punch himself out. But De La Cruz coming here, coming out blasting. Here comes jab, right hand. Very solid looking Argenis Mendez. As he's slow to build an attack, gets hit with a left hook to the body. So Mendez taking his time, letting De La Cruz make his play.
Well, Mendez is definitely a prospect. I mean, he's a fast-handed guy. He does tend to keep his head straight up and his hands down at times.
Yeah, fight sort of standing straight up. Not much right there. Now following up as he turns De La Cruz into some shots. Oh, he got on the way out. Nice left hand from De La Cruz.
Felt it.
He did. He backed him up big time.
His feet did a little dipsy-doodle.
Yeah. He's walking in now without punching. Looking like he's riled enough to me to want to make it an inside fight right away.
You know, it just goes to show you that no matter how much of a speed edge you have, and I think Mendez has a clear speed edge, if you leave your head up there, man, anybody can nail you.
Yeah, Mendez in the mostly blue, taking his time.
Hey, come back. Watch your head. Watch it. Okay? Okay?
He's checking for blood now. Mendez is. You know, things have not gone the way Mendez wants him to go here in the first 2 minutes of this fight.
You're right. De La Cruz only 1 fight last year, wins a 4-round decision in December. Prior to that, hadn't fought since September of '06, but a credible loss, a decision loss to a very slick Mike Oliver Jr. No disgrace there.
Mike Oliver Jr. can't be any slicker than Argenis Mendez. I mean, this is a slick guy, but he makes some mistakes that he's paid for already.
Yeah, boy, De La Cruz has really impressed me with his aggression. back comes Mendez, making it a real tough round to score, Wally. I never would have thought I'd say that.
Well, I think the best punch of the round came from El Guapo. I got to give it to Mendez.
What if Mexico City's Oscar De La Cruz made it very interesting in the first round against the heavily favored former Olympian Argenis Mendez. Wally, who'd you give the round to?
Actually, I gave it to Mendez, although I did toy with the possibility of giving it to El Guapo. I thought that was a very Guapo left hook, but otherwise I thought Mendez landed a lot of good clean shots.
More aggression from De La Cruz and fairly effective. Mendez seems to have a little bit of trouble timing him, figuring them out. He's making him hesitate a little bit.
It's funny. It's very similar to what we saw from Flotty in the last fight. Sometimes aggression, even awkward aggression, will throw a guy off his game. And take a look at the stats there. I mean, the amount of punches thrown are just about the same. Mendez a slight edge in punches landed, 20 to 15. But that one great left hook from De La Cruz.
Mendez got out of the way without throwing a punch. His hands down. He was in the danger zone and then came back with a pretty crisp counter attack. But he definitely is not able to sharpshoot the way I think he figured it. De La Cruz forcing him to fight.
See, the thing is about Mendez, he's very, very skilled. However, he's sloppy. You know, he gets sloppy. He'll throw a good 1-2 and then he'll fall inside and his head is right there to be hit. And that's what happened to him in the first round.
Much taller guy now, De La Cruz making Mendez miss, but not firing in return.
There you can see the hand speed difference. I mean, it's not even a matchup.
Lead right hands, he abandoned his jab there. Almost went with a hybrid right cross uppercut, did Mendez.
The thing that kind of evens things up a little bit for De La Cruz is that Mendez is sloppy and does put himself into positions where he can be countered.
De La Cruz has had his moments. On paper, definitely outclassed, but in terms of emotion, swing and miss there.
It's one thing that De La Cruz is doing that's very smart, and he did it a few seconds ago. I don't know if he'll continue to do it. He's trying to make himself smaller, right there.
Yeah.
Smallest target possible. That makes it very difficult for Mendez. When Mendez's punches go over De La Cruz's head, Mendez is very vulnerable to get countered.
Well, De La Cruz has no jab, and there he walked into a right hand. And watch Mendez now. He's going for the finish.
We talk about sloppy. Now maybe he can get away with it.
Looks like swelling right side by De La Cruz, and he's in trouble now. Electing not to hold on. Big look by Steve Willis, the referee. Well, let's see if De La Cruz punches back.
Yeah, but he's in more trouble there than the guy in the last fight was in, who got stopped.
Oh, flush shots.
Now, I'm not saying that either fight should have been stopped. I don't think this one should have been stopped either. But De La Cruz was hurt more than Cruz was in the first fight.
And the proof is looking at his face. Wow, big welt over the left eye.
Está muy lejos. Tienes que mantenerte adentro. Manténgate adentro. Where's the one? Manténgate adentro. Verle las manos, Carlos, jab y eso.
Usando el jab, no te vuelvas loco, no lo toqueaste porque te apresuraste. ¿Oíste? No te vuelvas loco porque botas mucho golpe así. Okay. Vamos, búscame.
Now watch this. When Mendez sharpshoots, he's really, really good. And, you know, this is a guy that you can sharpshoot against because he leaves himself open. The problem is that Mendez often then leaves himself open right afterward. Luckily for him, Cruz really didn't have enough left to get anything done. That's a beautiful right hand.
Well, I thought the reason is because Cruz has no left jab, and he just laid his jab out there, and it seemed that Mendez just used it to block and then immediately come back with a right hand. De La Cruz is in a fight he can't win.
I think you're right about that, but I'll tell you something else. Mendez hit him as good as you can hit a guy with your right hand, and either De La Cruz's jaw is made of concrete or Mendez's right hand is not.
Yeah, the concrete idea has some weight. Now De La Cruz definitely back in as he goes to the body this time. Now Now he's fighting small and low, trying to get underneath, but he gets wrapped on the way out because he's not throwing enough shots.
I'm going to say this. I don't know why it may anger somebody, but if Ricky Gonzalez is the referee, this might be over by now.
Oh, you're picking on him.
Nah, I'm not. Everybody has their own style.
And nice right hand as Mendez got full extension. He gets a little wild when he gets his man shaken up.
Yes, he does, because he's overeager to get the fight stopped. And he just got he pushed him down.
Come on now. You all right?
Yeah.
This is a 6th rounder. They fought at a tremendous clip. It's a real interesting fight because there's just a lot of action there. De La Cruz got the worst of that exchange. So Mendez with a strong left hook.
Oh, Willis looks like he's ready to jump in and then jumps back.
Well, taking a big look. But here comes De La Cruz. Body and head.
You know, professional boxing, and I've said it many times, it does, you know, incur an element of risk. Guys are going to get hit hard. You cannot take away a guy's chance to win the fight. And if Steve Willis had jumped in right there, I would have been very upset, just like I was in the last fight.
Interesting, Mendez electing to stand there, take shots from De La Cruz so he can counter him.
Well, what's his alternative? He ain't going to stick and move.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought technically, we said first round he didn't want to do that. You know, that his inclination is to slug more.
Yeah, you're right. But now, you know, at this point, he realizes that when he opens up, he gets countered. So actually, he's done better countering Mendez.
Come on.
He has on occasion.
That's
some decent right hand counter.
That right hand was huge.
Because of Mendez's sloppiness.
And lack of a jab. He's just wide punching.
He's just teeing off.
But De La Cruz may have lost every round, but he's made this fight interesting. As we approach the halfway mark of the scheduled 6th round.
He is in a way, Nick. He is in a way testing Mendez, though.
Yeah, just by being, you know, you're right. This is his best test as a pro.
No. Right.
Halfway mark coming up here. It's Fight Night on Versus. Back with round 4 after this.
All right, here's one of those beautiful right hands by Mendez. Another one very much like the one in the previous round, but again, De La Cruz stands up to it.
Speaking of standing up, the thing he hit on earlier and the corner doesn't like it is that Mendez is fighting too tall. He stands straight up, loses leverage, and he's getting hit a lot.
Not only is he doing that, I mean, he's basically fighting the only fight that even keeps De La Cruz in the battle here.
He's giving him a chance.
Yeah, it's like standing in there, you know, trading shots with him. Okay, we know his hands are faster. We know he probably hits harder. But it's just a dumb way to go because you're giving the guy who has only one chance in the world, and that is to get lucky with one of these awkward counter punches. You're actually giving him a chance to land it.
Well, De La Cruz's record, 9 fights, would suggest with 2 KOs. He is, you know, he may be hitting Mendez flush, but
how he hurt him in the first round. He hurt him and he had enough to hurt him. You know, to go punch for punch with a guy who can only go punch for punch, it's just dumb. I mean, let's face it, Mendez could control the distance a lot better. This fight doesn't have to be close.
Yeah, he's fighting flat-footed.
I mean, I love it. For my purposes, I think it's very entertaining, but for his, not the best choice.
You know, we're talking about a 126-pound guy who isn't moving a lot. No 10-8 rounds for the fans here, though.
I agree with that. I haven't seen a 10-8 round yet. I've seen 4 10-9 rounds. Well, this is the 4th. Last 2 rounds, listen to this. According to CompuBox, Mendez outlanded De La Cruz 65-19. So, you know, that's all you need to know about who's winning the fight here.
Mendez just 9-0 right now. We look at CompuBox numbers here. Mendez far busier, far more effective.
Right. You know, the reason why the numbers are so good tonight is because the grandfather of CompuBox, Bob Canobio, the founder, is with us tonight. I didn't think a man his age could still do this, but he does it very, very well.
Hey.
Only kidding.
Reflexes has never had an issue.
The finger reflexes are still good.
Try it. Don't try it at home, man. It's impossible. How these guys do it. And apparently, to me, get it so right.
They're highly trained scientists. You're right. Don't try this at home.
You know,
oh, You see, now there's the counter, an awkward counter from De La Cruz that lands. Punch that never should get near Mendez.
I got a couple criticisms for Mendez, too.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Well, he doesn't turn enough. He doesn't move enough. He makes it easy for De La Cruz that way. He's standing right in front of him. And I don't think he sees the openings well. I really don't see him doing it as well as he can. A lot of those shots being picked off. That's my opinion. Those are things they're things he could definitely improve on. It's not like he's locked in that forever.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, we're happy about it and absolutely delighted to tell you we'll be live from Manchester, England, for a memorable, we think a potentially memorable doubleheader. Ricky Hatton back in action after his only loss of his career to Floyd Mayweather. Takes on Juan Lezcano outdoors. Over 50,000 tickets sold already.
That's going to be an amazing sight. And there's Paulie.
He's on the card. And really, Paulie's on the card against Lovemore and Dew.
I'm shocked. Paulie's walking.
Oh, yeah. And really, this is, if things go as they expect, it could be the Hitman and Paulie Malignaggi meeting next. So this is a great way to introduce Paulie Malignaggi to a UK audience.
Yeah, that's a really good matchup. Good boxer.
We're thrilled to have him on Versus.
Boxer brawler matchup. Speaking of which.
Bunch it up.
Wow. See, I disagree with you on whether Mendez sees the openings. I think he's pretty good at sharpshooting. But I just think that he doesn't control the distance or the tempo of the fight the way he can. I don't think he realizes, you know, what he can do with his skills, that the fight doesn't have to be this way. I mean, here's the jab. We haven't seen this all night.
That's valid.
This is how you keep the guy away.
And Mendez, as you had touched on, Wally, earlier, was looking to the referee to, hey, stop the fight. He'd love to get the knockout or get the stoppage anyway, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is a test. I mean, even if you're winning the fight, and he's clearly winning the fight, the fact that this guy is still here, still putting some amount of pressure, and occasionally landing a good shot like he just did, you know, it makes it a difficult day at the office.
Yeah.
He's hurt now. Yeah. That uppercut really hurt.
That left hand.
Wow.
Now referee jumps in.
Wow.
Man, I'll tell you, they're not wasting any time pulling the trigger.
I have no problem with that. That was a tremendous finishing flurry by Mendez.
Lightning quick as he opened up.
He leaped on that opening.
He sure saw the opening there.
All right, and the other guy, he ain't guapo anymore. I hope he's all right.
Steve Willis pulls the plug on Oscar De La Cruz.
Yeah, he got
the Olympian
nailed.
Argenis Mendez.
He seems all right.
Salutes the crowd.
I mean, that was as good a finishing flurry in terms of speed and precision. I mean, those punches landed very, very well.
Right. He did both there. It was the hand speed, the best hand speed by far the fight for him. So Mendez either found the opening, created the opening, but he hit home, and it's over.
You know, you were saying that he's not locked into these things, and, you know, these are things that can be corrected. Absolutely. The problems that he has can be corrected. The problem is the more fights that you do them, the more fights you will continue to do them. You know, habits become ingrained, and they're really hard to break. We got to see the end of the fight, though. This is beautiful. I mean, this is something nobody can teach. You'll see it's an uppercut first that starts it off. First, you see De La Cruz trying to somehow break through that defense. There's a good left hook. And now, here come the hands. Boom, 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 boom. Man, that is beautiful.
You know, he was punching back until that final 3 shots.
You see it again. Look at that. Those are 5. You know, not all the punches landed solidly, but enough to convince me, and obviously enough to convince the referee that, you know, enough. End of story.
It's hard to ever have issue with stopping a fight erring on the side of caution. And I thought it wasn't an error. Again, I agree. Good stoppage. And pretty polished performance from Argenis Mendez. Quick assessment, Wally.
Polished finish. I don't know if I would say a polished performance overall. There are the final punch stats, and you see he outlanded De La Cruz 2-1. You know, they threw about the same amount of punches, so clearly one guy is a lot sharper and a lot more accurate than the other. But Mendez has some bad habits that are that need to be corrected before they become, you know, permanent parts of his game.
He's still unbeaten. Let's get the official word from ring announcer Joe Antonacci.
Boxing fans, our fight night on Versus time. 1 minute and 18 seconds of round number 5. Your winner by technical knockout still.